What up, y'all? It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller. Welcome back, man. I want to give a shout out to the Eagle family. I want to thank y'all for showing up and showing out as y'all always do. Now, today I'm going to bring y'all another video. This was how to be a good AP part 2. You feel me? So, now listen really closely in my videos, and y'all seeing that I'm going hands-on with people. Just know that I came from an era when we were allowed to do that shit. When I was working at Target, they let us use handcuffs, shit like that. Walmart strictly has a hands-off policy, and that's just what it is. But when it came to Target, you know, they were going towards going hands-off, but they weren't there yet. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun with it while it's here. And this is the first time I've been allowed to go hands-on with anybody. So when y'all see in the videos, y'all see me going hands-on and y'all screaming lawsuits and shit like that, it ain't gonna stick. It ain't gonna stick at all. Because at that time, we were allowed to go hands-on. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, to all my new APAs, man, I wanna say welcome to the game. You know what I'm saying? This shit is frustrating. This shit has its up and downs. But at the end of the day, just remember to have fun with this shit. Don't let this shit get to your mental too much. You know what I mean? Like, some days is gonna be better than others. Some days are gonna overwhelm you. You know what I mean? Like, holiday seasons is coming up, you know, so be prepared. Be prepared for a packed stove. And it's about to get cold. So niggas is not gonna be out as much as they are right now. You feel me? So when it comes to being a good AP, the number one thing you need to know is knowledge. You need to have knowledge. You can't be out there on some dumb shit. You can't be out there not knowing what to look for. You can't be out there not knowing who to look for, what mannerisms that you need to be looking that you might be missing. You know, when it comes to shoplifting or it comes to, you know, somebody being a hostile or whatever, active shooter, whatever the case may be. So these type of motherfuckers are the ones that sometimes excel in the management roles. But at the end of the day, presence is important. When you presence on the sales floor, your associates is gonna know and they gonna feel comfortable with doing their job, knowing that somebody's watching their back, knowing that somebody's looking out for the bullshit, looking out for people who's creating a hostile work environment, people who's coming in to steal, people who like to cause problems at the registers or customer service because they can't get a refund. So when your team sees you, when customer sees you, when boosters or shoplifters sometimes sees you present on the sales floor all the time throughout the day, it will deter a lot of bad behavior. It's going to deter a lot of booster activity. And you know, you're just going to create a more stable environment. You're going to help that environment kind of breeze through. You know, when people see you or people have the intentions on coming into the store, you know, to cause some shit because they having a bad day, and then they see you and they like, oh damn, that motherfucker working today? Shit. I'm still mad, but I'm gonna keep it on the low. They gonna know, oh shit, yeah, that motherfucker don't play. You know what I mean? So like I done told y'all in previous videos, it's all about how you want your store to look. You know, it's that message that you want to send. What type of message do you want to send to, you know, the world, you know, the community, you know, the customers? Because if you are one of those APAs who can easily be ran over, people can, you know, talk you down, then they gonna come in your store. If they see or sense a sign of weakness, they gonna come, they gonna sniff that shit out, and you gonna have a problem. Boosters, shoplifters, internals, you know, your coworkers, they're not gonna respect you. So being present is very important. You need to be on the sales floor. You're gonna deter a lot of bad business that way. So there will be times that there will be times when your store is completely slow. There ain't nobody in the fucking store. It's a slow day. Ain't no shoplifters in that motherfucker. It just feel like you and the rest of the employees in that bitch. So when this happens, you know, you hit that back room. You check the bay doors, make sure the lock is secure. Sometimes they may look locked from a distance, but go over there, yank on that motherfucker and make sure it's locked. Trash compactor need to be locked. That's a quick way for internals to ditch evidence. The fastest and quickest way that they will ditch evidence. So make sure that trash compactor is locked. Then frozen dairy produce, fridge and freezers need to be locked at all times. Any of that shit go bad, the store is gonna lose money. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit gotta go to claims. You know what I mean? So therefore that shit can't sell. Therefore that store doesn't make a profit, and then the associates don't make a bonus. You know what I mean? So that cause and effect right there, it fucks everybody up. You know what I mean? Outside of the shoplifting. But just knowing these things is gonna help you doing this AP shit. You know, it ain't all about catching shoplifters. You can catch all the shoplifters you want and not have an impact. If you go to a store and you ain't got no impact, you ain't doing shit. I don't care how many shoplifters you catch, and I don't give a fuck what the dollar amount is on your apprehensions. I don't give a fuck what the dollar amount is. If you ain't got no impact, you're not doing nothing. Nothing at all. So, presence, being present is very important. And even when the store is kind of busy, but there ain't no like, you know, theft activity going on, there ain't no booster activity going on. It's just like kind of just flowing, you know, pretty cool. Go back in the back room. Try to hit that back room about, you know, 2-3 times a day. Make it known that you back there, you here. You know what I'm saying? You need to make your presence felt in that store. It ain't about, like I said, it ain't about being tough. It ain't about, you know, being the biggest and the baddest motherfucker on earth. But it's about setting the tone. You gotta set the tone. And if you're not there to make an impact, then you need to go ahead and find another position. Find another position, because this position requires you to serve all day. You serving the associates, you serving the customers, you serving the vendors, you serving, you know, officers when they come in and request video. You know, you serving insurance claims, you know, when you got to pull video for somebody who done, you know, hit somebody's car in the parking lot, you know, some shit like that. So this what this job requires, you to serve all day. And if you ain't in the business of serving, you need to get the fuck out right now. So being present is very important. You're gonna deter a lot of bad behavior like that, and you're gonna make the employees feel more safe when they know that you on the sales floor looking out for the people who are there to cause a hostile environment, you know, to cause trouble or whatever the case may be. All right. So that's really important, man. Write this shit down if you got to. This is real shit. You gotta set the tone on these niggas, man, for real. Set the motherfucking tone, especially in today's era with the fentanyl smoker. Like with the fentanyl smokers, these niggas are setting the tone in y'all store. That's what I'm seeing. They going to y'all store, they setting the tone of, okay, we coming in all day, every day, and we getting whatever the fuck we want, and we know that y'all can't do shit about it. That's what I'm seeing today. The shit is sad, man. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all see this shit on the motherfucking, you know, social media websites and shit. These motherfuckers is going to the store in groups. They, you know, backing into the fucking entrance with their damn cars now. Like, these niggas done got bold. I promise you, if it was me working at one of them stores, these niggas wouldn't be getting away with all that shit. I promise you. My team know that I don't play that shit. All these niggas is about to lose that. I promise you. Fuck that. Look. So, yeah, being present. Just make sure you're present on the sales floor. Try to deter as much as you can, the safest way you can. Don't put you and your team safety at risk because you want to get an apprehension. All right. So presence, very important, very important, very important. Now, the last thing is safety. And I can't preach this enough. Safety, 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 safety is number one, but I saved the best for last. All right. So safety needs to be on your mind from the time you hit that parking lot to the time you leave. So when you hit the parking lot, you need to be scoping out the parking lot, see who's, cars is out there, homeless people, who's camped out, shit like that. People who may be backed into the handicap parking spot with no handicap, sticker on it. That could be a sign of a push out, or whatever. Or it could be, it's just bad business. Let me just put it that way. It could be somebody, a credit card fraud. It could be anything, a refund fraud. Just know it's bad business. Every time somebody's backed into a handicapped parking spot with no sticker on that bitch, something's about to go down or something's going down. All right. So, be looking out for cars that's parked in the fire lanes. Those are signs of, people who are there on some bad business. Now, sometimes people are just waiting for people to come out, because they got families or whatnot, and that's cool. But like most of the time, people use that tactic because it's an in and out job. People that's in and out ain't gonna be in there for that long. They going in and do what they got to do, and they coming right back out. So, looking out for things like that in the parking lot is going to, elevate your skills, going to help you gain knowledge on how they do it, what mannerisms to look for, things like that. So once you done scoping out the parking lot, everything cool, you hit the building, you clock in. First thing you need to do is tap in with the people. You need to check in with the people, your co-workers, the cashiers, the front end, the sales floor associates, the management team, see what's going on for the day. If you got any of the corporate people coming down, if you got any other visitors coming down, you want to tap in with the vendors, make sure they know who you are. So when they come in correct. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these vendors be off the chain. They come in doing what the fuck they think they want to do, or some of these motherfuckers come in and they steal from us. So you need to put your foot down. You need to let them know who you are. So, checking the logs, making sure they signing in every time they come in. Because, vendors got to check in. They got to sign in. It can't be no just, I'm here, I'm coming to do it. Nah, fuck that. Everybody need to be accounted for. So make sure they doing they part, signing in, shit like that. And just tap in with the people, see what the vibes is like, the energy level like for the day. Sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might be bad. You got some people that in there, that's not doing good in life. And, you want to, not get in their business, but just see where their head is at, because sometimes those be internals, but at the same time, it be deeper than that. Sometimes it could be some suicidal shit. So, you want to look out, for certain signs and mannerisms or things that people say, when you're talking to them, or, you just observing. These are very, important things to look out for, because the last thing somebody wants to do is find somebody dead in the bathroom and it's an associate, and, it's something that we could have did to help. And now people might be like, man, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Well, what they won't tell you is, the multiple associates who have thought about suicide while at work, or who go home and think about suicide, or the dead bodies that we find in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't never hear about these things because they won't tell you. They will never tell you. But I'm telling you from experience, things that I've seen, like shit like this happens. So it's important for us APAs to serve in the best way we can. And when you have an associate who is going through mental issues, like, cutting themselves and, think about suicide. It's very important that you tap in real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because people will always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And all you got to do is listen. That's all you got to do. So when it comes to safety, that's a very important piece. I know it's sensitive to a lot of people, but it's something that we must talk about because it does happen. And it happens because customers come in and they create a hostile work environment for employees, and they do it all the time. You hear it online all the time. Shit, hell, you'll probably find a few comments in the inbox like people talking about how, we make minimum wage and, our jobs ain't worth shit. They try to devalue what we do in the workplace, like it doesn't matter. And that is one way that customers create a hostile work environment for, associates. And the shit is not cool. The shit gets to a lot of people's heads because we are there to, support our families, support ourselves, as well as other people. You know what I mean? So for a customer to come in and try to devalue us and bitch, you the one that's coming in here buying shit that we are selling, doesn't make it right. The shit is not cool. So when I get a hostile customer who comes at my associates like that, my people like that, they get the boot. I don't give a fuck. We don't want your money. And if you halfway through your purchase, okay, we'll take your money and then you no longer welcome here. You know what I'm saying? You have the right. Look, you have the power as an APA to trespass somebody like that. It ain't always got to be about stealing or, shoplifting or booster. Fuck that. If somebody's coming in and creating a hostile work environment for your people, it's your job to make sure that motherfucker is held accountable. So at the very least, if that motherfucker, depending on, how bad it got, how verbally aggressive this person got, I'm trespassing this person from this store. I don't give a fuck if you live 5-10 minutes away, you're gonna have to travel 30 minutes to the next store. You're not welcome here no more. Period. You gotta have your people's back. You gotta serve your people. I promise you, when you look after your people on a safety tip, they're gonna look after you. I promise you, hands down, they're gonna look after you. When you get into little situations in the apprehension, when you go hands-on, or if you got to go hands-on to protect yourself or whatever the case may be, and the head honchos come down for corporate, they investigating shit, and the management team, they investigating shit, and they asking people what happened, they bringing people in the office, writing statements and shit. What happened? Shit, they gonna have your back all day, every day. No, Rob was in the right, or he was in the right, she was in the right. You know what I mean? They didn't do nothing wrong. Even though the camera looked this way, no, this would really happen. Because one thing about these cameras is this, that looks can be deceiving, okay? One thing is about these cameras, they show you what's happening, but they don't have audio. So you can't hear what's happening. You can't hear what's being talked about. You can't hear what's being said. You know what I mean? All you can do is just see and kind of try to make out what the fuck happened. That's why you can't really just go off cameras. You gotta have some type of witness or all right? So, look, my APAs out there, man, look, safety is important. So just tap in, when it comes to your team, just making sure they safe. When the customers come in, making sure they safe, and it goes, a long way for a customer as well. If you see somebody who's handicapped or an elderly person who's really having problems walking, man, go ahead. You, as an APA, go get that motor cart and boom, you wheel that motherfucker to them. You know what I'm saying? Help them out. Serve the community. You know what I'm saying? Don't just serve the people, serve the community. You feel what I mean? It work both ways. And people is going to respect you. The community going to respect you. Yeah, so just make sure you serving the community. When they come in and they see you working, they gonna holler at you. They gonna be, fucking with you, like, stuffing shit in their pocket, act like they concealing shit. That's how you know when you got the community on your team. When they start doing shit like that, they fucking with you and, making conversation, and that's what you want. That's what you want. That's the type of tone you want to set for your store when you got everybody involved. You got your team involved. You got your community involved. You know what I'm saying? And it just works well that way. Because even on your days off, you got motherfuckers working on your behalf while you not there. Your whole team would be in AP mode, nigga. I can't make this shit up, man. Like, that's what the people did for me at 5334, man. Tower Road Walmart. I promise you. When I was gone on my days off, they was the AP team when I was gone. They was nigga deterring shit, using the 10-foot rule. Man, by the time I came back, there was a whole list. There was timestamps. There was descriptions. There was license plate number, dollar amounts. All I had to do was just put that shit together, just work it. You feel what I'm saying? And then if I didn't have enough, I still had enough to go off of when that person came back and did some more shit. And then I could observe with my own 2 eyes. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, safety works in a lot of ways, man. When your people see you on top of that shit and they see that you serving, that you knowledgeable and you present on the sales flow, this is the return that you get from your people in the store, and this is the return that you get from the community. You know what I'm saying? They look after you. You know what I mean? So that's how the shit work. Man, it's all up to you what type of tone you want to set for your store. You want to be one of these APs that's in the office eating all fucking day, watching the monitors and playing on the phone, watching social media. You know what I'm saying? You're not serving nobody. You're not serving nobody. You might as well go ahead and be a sales floor associate or go work somewhere else. Real shit, because this position is about serving. And if you ain't really trying to serve nobody but yourself, you need to bounce. Because in today's era with the fentanyl smokers doing dirt the way that they do it, you need somebody who want all the smoke and who's gonna handle the situation the right way, who's gonna always be looking out for their employees, for the people. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody like that. You don't want nobody who's just sitting on their ass, lollygagging all fucking day, playing on their phone all damn day. Fuck all that shit. Run them niggas up on out the store, for real. But, you know, if there's any other APAs that want to go ahead and add to this, go ahead and hit that comment box. It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller, raw and unscripted, man. Till next time, it's your boy.